Okay, so this is the login page. Whenever the app opens, this page will be the first page. So this is the MOSIP logo. If we long press on this logo, so we'll get the device credentials. So before logging in, the user need to add the device in the admin portal and then activate the device so that he can log in. So now this device is already onboarded, so I'll log in. So this Aditya, this is the username for the operator. So here the user will be validated based on the master data that uh, that was synced, and then the user will enter the password. Now we are able successfully logged in. So this is the like new registration where the new registration can be started. There will be more flows that may come up according to the spec. For this spec, only new registration is coming. So we'll continue with the new registration. And this is sync data. By clicking on this sync data, the master sync will be enabled. Like I'll enable it once. Like 3 or 4 data sync will be like five total. A total of 5 data sync will be completed. Uh, Now I can proceed with the new registration. So this is the page where the user can select the language. Like if you select these 2 languages, then the labels will show up in all the languages that is selected. English will be the default language, and we can also see the these templates that are coming. This is the consent form and the notification language. User can select any one of them. So this is the first demographic screen where the user will enter the demographic data. So I'll enter all the data here. Uh, like we selected 3 languages on the language selector page. So this is like we are able to enter the data in 3 languages. This one is for Arabic, first one for English. It will come according to the languages we select.
So,
This is for French.
so as of now, we have not enabled transliteration, and we're just using a single keyboard to facilitate the demo. Uh,
So this
yeah.
stage will be populated, and this is like we can select gender from here. It's also flexible. Like if we have drop down in this case, then that also will be able to see if there is drop down in the specs for this particular field ID, then we'll be able to see the drop down for this field. This is the address.
So this application, as you can see, also has this right to left and left to right support based on the language supplied by the specification. So as of now, we're just updating the address field. Once that is done, we'll go next to the document upload screen.
And this like you can see if a particular field is mandatory, then it will show a mandatory field sign here, and in this case the field is not mandatory, so that is not
Skip this.
yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the drop down like based current like based on the selection particular selection of a drop down value, the succeeding drop downs will populate. Like in this case, if we select Kenitra, uh, it will only show Kenitra here, and if we change this value to Rabat, it will change to Rabat, and it will be dependent, will filter based on the parent location.
Piyush, yeah. Okay.
All this is based on the regular
Expression and the
Yes,
specs provided by the
UI spec.
UI spec.
US yes.
Okay, which is compatible with both Windows works. I mean, both the desktop client as well as the Android-rich client. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay.
So like here, the user can select a value from the drop down, and based on that, he can scan the values. We can also scan multiple values. From here, you can crop those values, crop the images.
So this is where the document upload screen where we can scan the documents. The document can be a single page document or a multiple page document. Again, the document can also be mandatory or optional according to the specs. So here we are just to scan the mandatory documents, and then
Yes.
we'll
So,
proceed ahead.
yeah. So in this case, the address proof and identity proof were mandatory. So we'll only enter those. So we are able to proceed. This is the biometric scan, biometric scanning. So first is the iris. So this value is coming based on this mock SBI SDK. We can change the values.
So now we'll increase the values to match the threshold,
Yes.
which is by spec for all the biometric fields.
So you are changing the score, is it?
So
Yes.
yeah, so it's a mock SBI, right? So we are able
Okay.
to manipulate the score.
Now we can see the value crossing the threshold. Similarly, we can scan other.
So normally, if the basically we are also providing the number of attempts. So if let's say a person is having some difficulty in matching the score, so now let's say the threshold for face is above 90, and we are just hitting it. We'll just update that to 95, and now we'll scan again. So basically, the number of attempts will be 3, and as of now, according to the spec, and we can
No.
scan the
Yeah,
faces and also show the data here.
yeah, the attempts are increasing here. As you can see.
So can you go to the previous attempt? Let's attempt 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now you can see the previous attempt. It was not crossing the threshold.
So one quick feedback to Nadeem. The score is shown for which attempt is not clear here yet.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Some more indication is necessary to show the score is based on which attempt.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll continue. I think it has been doing great so far.
So this is the preview page. So it will show all the demographic information entered in the documents scan. There's some work going on for the template. Like when it will be fixed. Yeah. Yeah, like in the documents also, it's not showing the document, but you can see that we entered the like we scanned for the identity proof and the address proof documents. So
The
like
photo,
some fix is going on for this.
The photo is also not coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fix is going for all this.
So can you now continue, and
here the operator needs to log in, the logged in user. So after that, the packet will be, after post successful authentication, the packet will be created. So this is the acknowledgement page. The headers we can see registration acknowledgement, and we also have print function here.
we'll sync the packet, and
What happens if you press print?
Actually, for now it's not enabled. We've only enabled manual sync and upload packet. So now you can see that packet is uploaded successfully.
Yeah. So now we can go to the admin portal, and we will be checking the status of the packet. So the packet
has been completed.
has been completed. UIN.
And UIN also generated successfully.
So what now we'll do is we'll get the UID associated with the specific packet. Piyush, if you can
Yes.
use the
Yes.
Postman collection to get the UIN for the packet,
Yeah.
and then we can use the packet in a service as we would want to. Use the UIN in any service as we would want to use it.
Yeah.
We'll
And
use it to log in into health portal.
yeah, in this case also, like the print is the last stage in this process, so it has reached print stage.
So yeah, so now we'll just uh, yeah, no, this is already there. So yeah, Piyush, just generate the get the UIN for this ID, and then we can use that to log in to the health services portal.
Yes.
Yeah, and the replace the ID with the ones which we are using currently. Yeah, send. So we've gotten a UIN which is activated currently. And as Piyush had added the addresses, you can verify. So he had
Right,
added.
so this is the registration. Can you go back to the screen, please? 1 minute.
Yes.
Yeah, go back. Yeah. So the RID that you have mentioned here, 100 ending with 70971, is the RID that was generated while you are showing the demo. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And this is a UIN that has been generated.
Yes, this is the.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you copy this UIN and log in into the health services portal? No. So the. So as you can see, the email ID was piyush.shukla@infosys.com mentioned there. So, and he has logged in, and you can show the details there, like in the profile section. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. No, he didn't select anything. That's
no,
why.
he just had a email as a mandatory claim. So
Yeah, that's the only thing.
that is the
Yes.
only thing which is showing up here.
Can you go back and do it again? I think select 1 or 2 attributes extra.
Chris, just give me a minute. I'll share with him the URL. It has a consent registry also present, so he won't be able to use that. Basically, it won't ask for consent again now.
Okay. Oh, it's already stored inside the registry now.
Yeah, the consent is stored currently. So let me just give him that edited URL, which he'll be able to use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay. That's fine. See, the purpose of the demo is to generate register and do an Android using an Android client, perform the end-to-end registration process.
Yes.
Using biometrics, generate a UIN, and then use the UIN for authentication, which in my opinion is the intended purpose of this demo.
Yeah.
Which has been achieved. That's okay. We don't have to get into specifics now. That's fine. Right. Okay.
So this was the demo from our side. Maybe if Piyush, you can show the other features which we were also intending to show, right? Like if you select a child,
Okay.
Right.
how it would show if you select an adult, how the conditional biometrics would work here. So just select a single language so that it's easier. No? So the last flow which you had seen, where Piyush had entered his date of birth, and he was asked to fill all the biometric details. So now he has selected a child. So now he's trying to create a registration as a child. So as a child, according to the specification, there has to be an introducer. So in the last workflow, what we had seen is there was no email was the last field. The introducer field was absent. So currently, if you go, see here, we have an introducer field present. So which is mandatory. So he'll add the introducer name and introducer RID as well, along with the UIN.
Do we need both UIN and RID?
No. Based on one
Okay.
input to a field,
Ah,
it will be
okay.
visible. Like if we clear the field, then
Ah,
UIN will be visible.
got it.
You have both of them. Okay.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Okay. Can you go? So can you go back and change the date of birth now one more time? Make it as an adult age. You can just change the age, I believe.
Chris, that has been disabled for now. So, but now if you see, the field has gone.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. Correct.
Can you just make it child again? Yeah,
Yes.
Sasi.
Yeah, one quick feedback may not be needed right now itself, but I think Nadeem, you have to take a look. This font size that we have, and the fact that there is resident, this registration tablet is going to be on the field where people are going to carry it in sun and bright sun. Bright sun. I don't think it's going to be visible at all. While the tablet may bring in certain features to make it visible better, but I think our font size and the color coding and everything, we have to choose something which is little more easier for us.
I know. Yeah, that makes sense. Right. We can take an action item on that. And we
Yeah,
can
let's take an action item on it because I think if we have to, even for the MVP, we have to really think is this font size of label size, right?
Yes.
And the drop down sizes, are they good enough for us? And we seem to have a lot of white spaces anyway. So
Yeah, we have a lot of real estate. Correct. Right. Yeah, I don't think it's necessary to complete the registration here. I don't think you need to do a registration at all. It is sufficient to show the form that displays the introducer UIN and
Yeah.
no, let's continue. That
Yeah.
demo is complete. No question.
yeah,
Based on the input on the last page, like this applicant is an infant,
Right.
so we'll also get relationship proofs in this.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you? Yeah. So now if we go here, so
No.
since it's an infant, only face is required to be scanned for the child. And if we see as an introducer, they can scan any one of the biometrics here. So
Yeah.
that is the spec which is there. So we'll just do a scan for the same, and we'll continue here as well. So again, the same flow as an operator, we authenticate ourselves. Okay, I'll just, yeah, the packet gets created and we'll sync and upload the packet.
Yeah. I think one other input was to do an auto sync.
Yeah, that is something
Well,
which we are working on. I mean,
yeah.
So the auto sync is something which will which should happen automatically based on a configuration. And okay, this is the packet, right? 158. Okay. We'll check the status for this packet as well, and we'll maybe take the okay.
UIN is mentioned.
So now it is going through an introducer validation stage.
I mean,
That is
if
the
we have
difference.
entered the wrong details, maybe the validation may take a different route. But if the details were proper, it would go through, and we'll have another UIN generated for this.
No, what I meant is, in the previous case, when you did an adult registration, you showed that the UIN got generated.
Yes.
And it did not go through an introducer validation stage. Now, in this case, because you have added an introducer,
Yes.
it's going through introducer validation stage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Right.
We'll check if the we'll just put the data here if the UIN is generated. This is the older one, right?
Previous one, yes.
This is the previous one. So in the previous one, we just had a biometric verification, UIN generation, and the service was done. No. Can you just do Control Z and search again here? Yeah. If something. Okay. So it has taken a different route for performing inter-users validation, and if the UIN gets generated, we'll be able to use it.
Okay. One other quick feedback is on the face capture. Can we change it as capture? It is currently showing a scan.
Okay.
Name of the button because it's
Yeah.
multilingual, but still it says scan rather than capture.
Scan to capture. Okay. Okay. Noted, Sasi.
Okay, perfect.
So yeah, I think so. This was the demo where we had shown the end-to-end process for two different workflows: packet UIN generation and usage of UIN for logging into health services portal using eSignet. So I mean, open for questions, feedback, and any.
No. One sec. So let me understand what we did now.
Yeah.
For the benefit of everybody here, I think Ayob also joined from the NIDP team. Welcome, Ayob. So we did a new registration. So this is a simulator at this point in time. You are running this programmatically now, and you also have an APK, which is the mock biometric.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Both of them are running. So this is a minimally viable product. You're showing a new registration flow. That's the one that has been coded.
Yeah.
You're able to demonstrate adult as well as child registration with an introducer validation.
Yeah.
You're able to demonstrate document upload.
Yeah.
Biometric capture for all the three modalities.
Yes.
And then preview, acknowledgement, supervisor authentication.
Supervisor authentication is as of now auto approved and upload.
Okay, it's an auto approve and an upload. Okay, and you can upload, and then that's the packet that we are creating as per MOSIP's packet structure.
Yes.
And then you are able to generate UIN. Right?
Yes.
That's what it is. Okay, perfect. I just wanted to make sure that we all understand that through a summary. That's all.
Yeah. So and once the UIN is generated, we it also gets activated, since I guess the flow has been configured that way, and we're also then able to use that very specific UIN which was generated.
Okay. Yeah. We did that. We saw that also. Right. And this all follows the regular UI spec.
Yes.
Which means that if a country already has a UI spec, one question I have, Hitesh, is let's say that a country already has a UI spec which it has written for the regular registration client. Okay.
Yeah.
So is it reusable in any form?
Yes.
For the Android-rich client?
Yes, sir. So we are. I think so. Anusha, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, but we are using the same UI spec. We are also trying to use the whatever validations are also mentioned in the UI spec, right? Let's say regex validation, ML expression validation, all of them we are using from the same UI spec. So we have not introduced any new values within the UI spec to maintain the parity between both the applications.
No, is it a one-to-one direct usage, or you have to still take the UI spec and do some changes to it?
We have not done any specific changes, so I think it is direct one-to-one.
Oh,
We use any.
It is a direct, Krishna sir, no changes done. Desktop registration client UI spec is used as is.
As it is. Oh, okay. Yeah, Sasi, you're saying something.
No. I said it's magic.
Yeah, that's fantastic, right? Because see, that's very nice. Because UI spec defines the whole thing in terms of the sequencing flow and also the validations. And the country would have put a lot of hard work in creating a UI spec. So if that is reusable, then that is fantastic. Right.
So Krishnan, all this is done on 1.2 version.
Yeah, 1201 LTS. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Now, let's open for questions. See,
Yeah.
I would like to let's conclude this meeting. Before we conclude this meeting, let's also talk about what are we going to demonstrate next week to the community. See, remember we said that every week we'll have one demo.
Yes, yes.
So it would be great if you can actually tentatively tell the community the list of things that we'll demonstrate next week. Okay. But before that, if there are any questions, we can take those questions. Request community members to unmute yourself and ask questions.
One question from my side. One demo that I would like to see is to run it on a real tablet.
Yeah.
Maybe Cherrynet or Mikias, can they run it on a real tablet and demonstrate it next week? That would be a pretty nice proof to what we have done, working on a real world tablet.
Yes, yes, we can enable them to do the same thing, like running on a biorugged tablet there. Also, Krish, if there is any scope of, let's say, an access to the SBI, right, for the specific biorugged tablet, would also like to test that as well, so that if there are any inconsistencies, anything needs to be done, right, that would help us in also evaluating the biometric workflow as well.
Yeah, so that's a good point. These two are very good points. I am working with the NIT. The NITP team is in direct contact with the biorugged organization, which is supplying both the tablet as well as the MDS for them. I think the MDS is work in progress.
Okay.
After this meeting, I'll talk to them and find out what progress has been made, and we'll see if we can use it. But I think it's a great idea. Maybe next week, Monday to Friday, if we can focus on that, that would be great. Let's see.
Yeah, so we'll be like working on the bug fixes which are there, like still some inconsistencies and in the UI, maybe stability point as well, and also the aspect, I think so, where we are trying to focus now would be on as an auto upload. I mean, we'll maybe configure it to auto upload on login to start with, so that that flow is consistently will able to demonstrate. And apart from that, the major action item, I think so, on us is that getting the templates fixed.
Okay.
So if others have questions, it's fine. Otherwise, I have a couple of more questions to ask. Anybody else has any questions?
Okay. Okay. Thank you, everyone. I think I'm audible. This is Ayub from NIDP. And I would like to appreciate the progress you have made. Just only one question. We also want to test it with the release SBI if we get it. So one thing you have suggested, as I have heard it earlier, is just to test this progress or this reg client with the mock elements, mock SPI and so on the real Android-based tablet we have on hand. But what somehow remains, what's expected to integrate it with the real SBI that we are expecting from biorugged? Will it be easy just to integrate it from our side, let's say, and test it on the real tablet, let's say, the biorugged tablets? Thank you.
So I welcome to the community. The essence is it should be a very straightforward integration. We are following the mock SBI actually follows the same specification that is written on our website. as long as any SBI that follows the specification, the end result will be same. So you should, in an ideal world, you should see no glitches. It should simply straightforward work. It should exactly work as it worked in our demo. Nevertheless, we should test it, and I think we should aim for next week demonstration on a real tablet that's going to be used in the production. If we could aim for that, and if we could achieve it, I think that would be a great progress from all of this community together.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
I have a question. I have one question. Don't mind. Sorry, Sasi, just one small question.
No, you are always first, Krishna. You are always first.
No, certainly not. So the question is, on the server side,
Yeah.
Do we differentiate between a packet coming from a desktop versus Android-rich client in any way? Is there a way to do that, or do we do that?
Let me take that question. We can identify it based on the machine type, Krishnan sir. We have a different machine type for the Android, right? For the mobile devices.
Okay.
Currently, the Android. With that, we can differentiate. Currently, in the regproc, nothing explicitly tagged on the packet saying that this is from this machine type, but it can still be done.
Okay. I think it's better to tag it because countries may want to generate reports based on that. Yeah, that's what I feel. Okay.
Okay, I think that's noted. I think our TUS should be able to do that, right, Anusha?
I think, Sasi, auditing, Hitesh, you can correct me, auditing and stats collection, we have still not started.
Auditing and stat collection basically is also one of the
Auditing is important, which we can target next week. But yes, Sasi, these two things we are still not doing from the mobile version.
Okay. I think it's more important to address a lot of the bug fixes and usability problem before we get there. It's still in the POC right now. And the question that I had is, how will this community be able to test it? So do you have a test server in Collab or somewhere where people can actually download this code and deploy and test it? How would anybody test it? I know you guys are a little more closer community right now, and the closer community knows how to do it. But suppose Ayub or anybody who's outside of this community who wants to take this rich client, they see this demo in a video, they want to take this rich client and run it and test it in their tablets. What is the procedure? If you don't have, it's fine. I think that's something that is important for us to publish. Maybe if you have, then well and good, then we need to make people aware of it.
Okay, so Sasi, for this, right, what we could do is we could make the builds for collab environment if that environment is publicly accessible, and then we could also maybe enable people who want to test on request basis, because credential for those specific people would have to be created, right? Along with the certificates, so that they could use the mock SDK as well as the application build as well. And we'll also have to do the setup, some setup in the collab environment regarding the end templates and the device types. So currently we do not have a procedure because we are connecting to our dev and QA environment, which are behind the VPN.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can take
So maybe Pragya, Hari, and Hitesh and Anusha, can you guys find some time to work out how we want this community to use and test, because if you don't let the community to use and test the solution, I know we are open. We will give anybody the access when they come on these channels. But I think I want it to be a little more open for people to just go ahead and do this fairly easier without actually reaching out to us, and they could test it, they could run it, and validate the concept and improve on what we are giving. So if we could move that direction, I think it will be a great thing for us.
Okay. Yes, we will work towards that as well. Like as a enabling anybody who wants to test it out on their devices.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Super.
Yes. Any more questions?
Not from me. I'm fine. Others, please.
Okay, I see that there's no other questions. So, Krish, Sasi, we can close the call.